Okay, so like I said, I want to show everybody just a quick and easy way to make a wire tool. If you don't have one for like clay, ceramics, as such, something like this, a lot easier to cut your clay blocks with than like even a butter knife or anything like that. Again, reiterating, do not use sharp utensils, tools, knives, that sort, to cut this oil clay. This oil clay is much too dense, and you apply way too much force, and it's very easy to then slice right through the clay finally and then into you. So easiest way and most effective way to cut clay is with a wire tool. So what I've done and what I've gotten, just a couple of simple things. I just got a length of wire. The length is kind of irrelevant. Make it long enough to where you're going to be pulling from either side. So make sure it's at least decent size enough. Most people probably don't have dowel rod and such on hand, so I just grabbed a pencil and cut it in half, broke it in half, whatever, and a pair of pliers. You're all going to have these left over from the wire project. So all I'm doing is taking an end, just looping the wire around, and just making one quick loop, but I want a snug loop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the two sides here, the two little tails of the wire, with the pliers. Then I can use here. Then I can just use the pencil itself and twist. Probably should have gone the other way, because I want a really good tight twist on this. And once it starts, you can hold it with the wire, or hold the wire with the pliers a little bit further down, and just keep twisting. And it's not like you have to make this super long or anything like that. It just helps to make a good snug fit, because I want that wire to twist and braid up against the pencil. Now, realistically, this would be much better connection. So if you find that still slipping around, give it a quick squash with your wire or with your pliers. And there you go. If you want to clip this end, that's fine. Remember, be careful when you clip this end. Often that'll go flying, but also remember that little clip is probably very sharp. So do that to the other side. Loop around. If you want to give it a second loop, more power to you. It's not really necessary. It's not going to make for a better connection or anything like that. Hold the two tails with the pliers and twist. All you're using, it's just using those this pencil as something to hold on to a little more snugly. Hell, you can even use like a stick if it's handy. But be careful of those little tails. Those are extra stabby. But now, what you can do is loop around your clay, hold on to both those sides, and pull right through. So now, when I do that, it cuts the clay much more effectively. Even more so, or just as much so on a full brick. You're going to cut around, loop around, and pull. Obviously, you'd want to actually take the wrapper off, but hey, this works well enough. You might have to kind of saw it back and forth a little bit. Cuts really well. So use a wire tool. Don't use knives. If you have to use a knife, something like that, use like a butter knife or a clay knife, because they're long and thin enough, but they're also dull enough where you're not going to accidentally slice into your hand. Make a quick wire tool, cuts through clay, this oil clay, very readily.